Hello and welcome back to the February 26th edition of Huskies Weekend Preview. I'm your host, Alexis Pearson. Let's kick things off with the women's basketball team who finished up their regular season this past weekend and will be heading into the first game of the playoffs on Wednesday night in Hallenbeck Hall as they will welcome the Minnesota State University Mankato Mavericks to town. These teams have only met once this season, with the Mavericks coming away with the 78-62 win. The Mavericks had a slow start to the season, but since beating the Huskies in mid-January, they have only lost 2 games, while the Huskies have lost 3 games since this matchup. Tip-off for this game is at 5:30. Now hear what Mackenzie Uter had to say about their upcoming opponent.
Well, we're playing a lot better basketball than we were in the middle of the season the first time we played Mankato, so that's really exciting for us, knowing that we're peaking at the right time and getting together with that. And just that huge sweep for senior weekend means a lot to not only me and Mally, but the whole team, and hopefully just keep bringing that energy to practice right now and then when we play Mankato Wednesday. Well, one thing that comes to my mind when I think about Mankato is they're really tough-nosed. They're not going to let you do what you want. They're going to try to force you into things that you maybe aren't comfortable with. But knowing that out of them, we're going to prepare for that and do a really good job with that in practice this week, and hopefully it'll help us on Wednesday.
The men's team will also be hosting their first playoff game against the Upper Iowa University Peacocks on Wednesday. These teams met not too long ago at the beginning of February when the Huskies tallied an 18-point win at home. The Peacocks have struggled this season with all but one of their 7 wins coming before the start of the new year, while the Huskies will be entering the playoffs with a 21-7 regular season record. Game time is set to follow the women's game with tip-off at 7:30. Now hear what Jace Kitchen had to say about their upcoming opponent.
Moving forward, it was nice to have a weekend like we did and take care of business against Crookston. Obviously, last time we played them, it wasn't the outcome we wanted, so it was nice to kind of get the momentum back, get things rolling. Sweep coming into this week makes everything a lot bigger for us. We needed them both, and I mean, we're not where we want to be yet. We still got a lot of work left to do. So just having a good couple practices this week and move in tomorrow with heads held high and see what we can do. Recently, Upper Iowa's been playing pretty well. This time of the season, this is generally when you get teams' best effort. Just because you start figuring out who does what for you and who does what better, so people are in the positions they need to be to make plays and things like that. So moving forward, I would say the biggest thing is stay home on shooters. They love to shoot the 3 ball, so I think that's one of the big things for us. Just keeping the ball in front of us, rebound, stick to the plan, and everything else take care of itself. So.
With the regular season complete for women's hockey, the field has been set for the 2019 WCHA playoffs as the Huskies will hit the road as they head to University of Wisconsin to take on the Badgers for the first round in a best-of-3 series March 1st through 3rd. Game times are set for 4:07 p.m. on Friday and 3:07 p.m. on Saturday. Also, if necessary, a 2:07 p.m. puck drop on Sunday. The men's hockey team, on the other hand, is still in the midst of their regular season and have another matchup coming up this weekend against Western Michigan University. For an in-depth preview on this, make sure you check out Madison Golden's full-length preview on YouTube. While the rest of St. Cloud State students will be on spring break next week, the baseball team will be in Arizona for the 2019 Tucson Invitational Games. The Huskies will compete against 8 different teams during this week, including Concordia University St. Paul, Bemidji State University, and Minot State University, among others. During this tournament last season, the Huskies went 3 for 4, 3 of their 4 losses coming by only 1-point differentials. Of the 7 teams the Huskies saw in the tournament last year, only 2 of the games this season will be rematches. The first game of the tournament is Monday, March 4th at 3 p.m. You can listen in for all the action on the KVSC Sports Stream. The softball team will be in action later this week, first with a doubleheader against Bemidji State University on Thursday at the Husky Dome. The Beavers have not been in action since February 13th, but have only 1 loss on the season. These teams met 4 times last season, a series in which the Huskies swept, winning by 3 or more runs in 3 of the 4 games. Game times are set for 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. On Saturday, the Huskies will welcome Viterbo University to town. Viterbo will only have 2 games under their belt upon entering the Husky Dome on Saturday, those games coming against the Bemidji State Beavers the day before. The first game of the doubleheader will start at 11 a.m. with the second game starting at 1 p.m. After this, softball will fly out to Florida for their annual spring break trip to play 12 games before coming back to Minnesota. The tennis team is another team that will be in action over spring break with 6 matchups scheduled for that week. They kick things off on Saturday in South Dakota against the University of Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls has started the season 3-3 and will be in action the night before taking on the Huskies. The action starts at 6:30. On Sunday, the Huskies will take on Augustana University for an early 8:30 a.m. matchup. Augustana will enter the weekend undefeated, making this one of the toughest matchups for St. Cloud State so far this season. When these teams met last season, Augustana completely dominated in a 9-0 win. But win or lose, the Huskies will get to enjoy some time in the sun as they head to Florida after the weekend for 4 matchups in the Sunshine State before returning to Minnesota. Thanks for watching.